Hey, Big Brother fans, it is live eviction night, and Joseph or Kimo are likely going to be having a nice chat with Julie Chen when one of them is blindsided by their eviction. That's what we're going to see tonight on the CBS episode. The Girls Alliance is poised to take control of the game. Another blindside. I don't think the guys have done the math on this, and even if they had, there's no way to stop the train. There's a big twist coming tonight, and Quinn is in trouble. So here's where we're at after the live feeds updates last night and early this morning in the BB26 house. First off, Joseph is mad delusional. I'd like to say I'm surprised that he sat on his butt and didn't even try and win the veto comp, but I'm not. Hubris is actually Joseph's biggest enemy in this house. He had to know that Chelsie, T'Kor, Cam, and MJ would be watching. So why not at least pretend to participate? You know, stick random Mr. Potato Head parts on the thing, slither around, hit the button, waffle, go look at the screen again. You know, fake it properly. Maybe men don't have as much experience as women with faking it, you know. I know all of us girls could have faked it just fine. And even after being put on the block, after that whole situation with Quinn and Leah, the other two parts of his throuple, Joseph was unreasonably confident last night when he was talking about votes to evict and votes to save him. He told Quinn there's no reason for anyone to vote him out. Not only is Joseph just insanely certain he has the votes to stay, but get this, he actually thinks Angela is not going to vote to evict him. Really? I mean, she's excited about it. I guess Joseph doesn't recognize when someone else is faking it either, because Angela wants him gone. She hates him at this point. Joseph thinks he has votes to stay from Chelsie, Cam, MJ, and Angela. He is dead wrong on that. And if he doesn't win the AI arena, he is probably in deep doo-doo and destined for Julie. Mackenzie and Kimo talked, and she said she's not part of any of the voting discussions, but she's confident that her social game's killing it. She's not on the block. Kimo hasn't been doing a lot of campaigning. Maybe he thinks he's going to wait until the last second if he doesn't win the AI arena. He's won it once. Rubina has won it once, and Joseph has been sandbagging and hasn't won anything, but he thinks he can. We'll see. Chelsie is looking to evict one of the guys depending on who wins AI Arena, but she's been waffling between Joseph and Kimo, but seems to have locked in now. I do think evicting Kimo would be better for her because that would be one less obstacle to her having Rubina and T'Kor close to her and under her spell, as long as they don't know she voted to evict Kimo, if that's what she does in a Joseph versus Kimo narrative. T'Kor wants Joseph gone in that same scenario. However, I think Kimo might be a very bitter juror if T'Kor and Rubina vote to evict him at whatever point. Cam said he was going to vote with the house. He does have a few opinions, though. He would like to save Joseph if it's him and Rubina as the two last ones on the block. Quinn prefers Kimo to go, but he doesn't get to vote, and he said he's cool with whatever. So our scenarios tonight: 7 votes, 4 needed to evict. We've got Leah, MJ, Chelsie, T'Kor, Cam, Angela, and the AI Arena winner, which of course will be Joseph or Kimo or Rubina. So in a Joseph versus Kimo final 2 on the block, at last check of the temperature in the house, we would have Angela, T'Kor, and Rubina voting to evict Joseph. MJ, Chelsie, and Leah have been talking about Kimo. Cam might vote with Leah, or, you know, Cam might be the swing vote in this that would decide which guy stays. But he does like MJ. You know, he's friends with Leah, friends with Chelsie, so he might vote with them. But it would be very interesting if it came down to Cam. In a Joseph versus Rubina scenario, I feel pretty certain Joseph would also go. Angela, T'Kor, Chelsie, MJ, and Kimo absolutely would all evict Joseph. Leah and Cam in that scenario may vote with the house, but they would prefer Rubina out. But if they see the votes aren't going to happen, Joseph might go out on the first unanimous vote of the season if he doesn't win the arena. Now, if he does win by some chance, Rubina versus Kimo would be the third option. And that would be kind of interesting. I do think absolutely Kimo would go in that scenario with Chelsie, MJ, Leah, T'Kor, and Cam, because Cam wants to vote with the house. And Angela might be torn because she does really like Kimo, but she also really likes Rubina. So I do think Angela would vote for them. And Joseph told Kimo he'd vote to save him, but you never know. That could be a 6-1 or a landslide, either way. So last night, also, the house guests were shown about 40 videos of present and past house guests, and there was other random things in the videos to study. So it's either for the HOH comp playing out tonight or production is messing with them. Production has done that before. Remember the whole bird thing several seasons back? On the plus side, at least all these videos were not ones of Matt as an AI avatar tormenting them like production did with Joseph, which I thought was great. Here's another weird thing, though. So in addition to the videos, they were told to be sure to hydrate for Thursday night. That sounds like an endurance comp for head of household, right? Why else would you need to hydrate? If it was, for instance, the pressure cooker, I could definitely see them being told to hydrate because the longest one went 14 hours in BB25. If you don't recall, that's the one where everybody just stands around with their hand on a buzzer. And when you can't do it anymore, take your hand off, your buzzer goes, you're out. That's it. It's a simple concept. It's hard to win. And I'm struggling to figure out why they would need to hydrate for a comp that involves memorizing videos. So I don't know if they're messing with them and they just want to see everybody doing the pee-pee dance, you know, especially if they, it's weird because they've done the wall already, which is endurance. The spin around and bounce off thing comp doesn't seem like one they would want them hydrated for because that means a lot more vomit for production to squeegee. You know, maybe the slip and slide, but again, it's a disconnect with this whole video thing unless they're going to have some kind of reward comp with the videos. So let me know in the comments any theories you have on the overlap of hydration and memorization. It's weird. I mean, it would be really cruel to do an endurance comp where they exhaust them and then throw in a mental aspect. You know, it's usually focused on physical, mental, puzzle, you know, a photo thing, but not mixing the elements necessarily. So while we're having this discussion, whoever goes out tonight, there's already been talk about next week's targets, which of course we know next week will be the first person to hit the jury house. Mackenzie wants Angela out. She wants her out, but she told Angela she doesn't want her out, and she's totally cool with her. You know, that was a lie. Chelsie says she wants Joseph out next if Kimo goes this week, and I think if Joseph goes, Kimo is going to be, or another one of the guys. And Quinn wants Chelsie out because he thinks she is the best strategist in the game, and I do agree that she is thinking 2 to 3 chess moves ahead. She's dangerously clever. Quinn is going to be the primary target if Angela wins her third HOH. If Joseph stays and he wins HOH by some miracle, he has vowed revenge on Quinn in the DR for renomming him. Leah probably won't target Quinn or Joseph if he stays, and probably not Cam or MJ, but Chelsie would definitely target Quinn. T'Kor has also vowed payback on Quinn for nominating her to allies this week. So Mr. Martin may be our first juror. So we will see what happens in week 8. And Julie also promised another twist tonight. I'm assuming it's going to be announced post-eviction, and I definitely have seen some of the house guests worried that there's going to be a reset or a double eviction. I don't see either of these because the next house guest eliminated after tonight's live episode heads to the jury house. So I feel like that's probably not the week for this, maybe next week, but expect the unexpected, so I could be totally wrong. And unless, of course, the twist is that Julie found some way to get T'Kor back in the game because she's so enamored with him. I've seen people talking about it, and I agree that he may be the person that she is, the house guest she's interacted most with post-eviction, pre-jury. There's a lot. Anyway, we're also, as I said, supposed to find out about this other twist tonight. So perhaps with jury starting in week 8 and the herd of hamsters thinned significantly, maybe they're going to ditch the AI arena and torment the house guest with something new. Be sure to come back for more on Big Brother, live feeds, updates, spoilers, and more.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.